to help you guys figure out how to find your macros. I am in the middle of figuring out my client's calorie and her macro goals right now. So I figured while I'm doing the calculations, let me go ahead and show you guys what I do. Here's her calorie goal, 1,800 calories. Now I'm moving her up from 1,550 calories because that's just too low for her. She was experiencing some weight gain, especially in the belly area. She noticed that she wasn't as motivated, lots of other different things. So I'm gonna move her up to 1,800 calories. The first thing that we're going to find is her protein goal. How I find her protein goal is I know that she's going to be doing an exercise program that's progressive overload because I want her to put on some muscle. So I want her getting in adequate protein so she can get muscle growth and to help with repair and recovery. So I'm going to calculate, she is right now currently sitting at 143, 145 pounds. So I'm actually going to calculate what her goal body weight, which is usually about 137. So I'm going to calculate her protein at 1.2 grams of protein, and I will multiply that times her goal body weight. So it's going to look like this. Her protein is going to be 1.2 times 137, which is how much she would like to weigh, which is where she's comfortable at. Excuse the that you can't see so legible. So we're gonna do the math on that now. When I multiplied 1.2 times 137, that gave me 164.4 grams. I'm gonna round that up to 165. So that's 165 grams of protein. So this is gonna be her macro goal for protein, is 165 grams of protein. This comes out to 660 calories. So you know that 660 of her calories is going to come from protein. That's coming from that 1,800 calorie goal. You can see it better here that 165 grams of protein equals 660 calories. We're going to go into our fat next, but by the way, I want to show you where I came up with this being the 165 grams of protein and where I came up with this 660. So I did 165 times 4. The reason I did 4 because 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories. So 165 grams of protein, which 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories, then that's where I get 165 times 4, which is the 660 calories. Now, to come down here to fat, which I've already calculated, what I've done is I take her total goal of calories, which is the 1,800, and I multiply that times 0.30, which is 30%. Now, you're gonna have coaches that play with their numbers that are a little bit different, but this is just the baseline of where I start my clients, is I want 30% of their fat coming, or 30% of their calories coming from fat. So I do 1,800 calories times 30. That gave me 540 calories. Now, what I do with that 500 calories is I divide that by 9. Why 9? Because I know that 1 gram of fat equals 9 calories. So I divide that, again, now knowing that, it's 540 calories, divide by 9, that gives me 60 grams of fat, okay? So if I write it out here, that with my macros, 60 grams of fat is my daily goal. And then of that 1,800, I want 540 of those calories coming from fat. Okay, so if you do the math here, if you do 60 grams times 9, that's going to give you that number there. So next up, we're going to do carbs. Now we're going to go into figuring out our carbs, which is what's left over. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the calories that we got from protein, which is 660 calories, and then we're going to add the 540 calories of what we got from the fat. So far, we have a total of 1,200 calories accounted for between the protein and the fat. So we still have to find the carbs. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 1,800, which is what her calorie goal is, okay? And we're going to subtract 1,200 from that because we already know that 1,200 calories are coming from carbs and fat. Sorry for that, got a little blurry. But we already know that 1,200 calories are coming from protein and fat. So what's left over to allocate to carbs? 600 calories, okay? So you go back here and you can see where I have 600 calories is what I figured out that we're going to do for carbs, and divide that by 4 as well, because 1 gram of carbs equals the same thing. Like it's like protein. 1 gram of carbs equals 4 calories. So we take 600 and we divide that by 4. That gives us 150 grams of carbs. Now we just want to double check our math to make sure that everything does add up to 800 calories. We're going to add up the 660 calories from the protein, 600 calories from carbs, and 500 calories from the fat. And that does all add up to 1,800 calories. So these are going to be your starting macro numbers, or hers. Again, this is just an example. She has 165 grams of protein, 150 grams of carbs, and 60 grams of fat. I really hope that made sense for you guys. This is just the way that I do it. Like I said, there's going to be different coaches that allocate different percentages and things of that sort. But I just listen to what my clients tell me. I have them check in with me every week. And then we just kind of go from there. I know how to adjust it based on them telling me what their energy levels are like, their sleep, inches lost, progress pictures. Weight, we'll kind of use it. You know, it's good to know, but everything is not how I adjust their numbers. Very little has anything to do with their weight that they see on the scale. Everything is based off of how their mood, their energy, their performance in the gym, digestion, things of that sort.